Yeah, look, there's just so much uncertainty out there, and there are multiple scenarios about how this could all play out. Everything from bullish setups to extremely bearish scenarios. There's talk of the market falling 50% or more in a super bear market. So the market could really go anyway. And I think the big important point to note is that nobody actually knows. Lots of speculation, lots of chatter, but nobody knows. So rather than go into one corner or the other and then sit there and say, well, look, was I right or was I wrong? For me, it's a case of looking at momentum, looking at stock momentum on a stock by stock basis, and then making those decisions about what to do according to what's actually happening in those underlying stocks. So I've got an example that I want to show you. It's a trade from my own portfolio. It's a stock called Lark Distilling. Now, a lot of people probably know this stock today after the news that came out yesterday that sent the share price down 10%. But prior to that, a lot of people probably hadn't heard of it. But the thing is, it's been a great momentum stock for the last 18 months. And so what I want you to see in this chart, so you can see in the bottom left-hand corner, I've got my entry point. That's where I got in back in, I think it was around July 2020. Won't go into the entry criteria today, but it's basically around the building momentum in the stock. And it's the same momentum criteria that I use in my Motion Trader subscription service. And then it was a case of setting the trailing stop. Now, the trailing stop is that red line below the share price. It looks a bit like a rising set of stairs. So that was a good way of staying in this stock, stayed in that stock for around 18 months. Now, things got really interesting the last couple of weeks because the share price started to drift off maybe about 6 weeks ago. But a couple of weeks ago, it hit the trailing stop, which you can see the top right of the chart. And I sold, so that locked in something like a 300% gain.